If you are struggling with living below your means or within your means, today's video will give you practical tips on how to start living below your means. My name is Blessing. On this channel, I talk about YouTube, money, and personal development. So feel free to subscribe, click the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be aware of it. The first step you have to take if you want to start living within your means is to try and understand your financial situation currently. You have to try and sit down and check your current financial habits, your current spending habits. If you notice that you usually spend all your money and even borrow some or take some things on credit before your next income comes, or you notice that you live paycheck to paycheck every month, then you have to really pause and reflect on why you have those habits in the first place. Maybe the reason why you have that habit is that you always buy things impulsively without thinking, or you are trying to fit into a particular class of people, or you are trying to impress some people, you are trying to impress your friends or family and stuff like that. You have to really ask yourself, why is it that before my next income comes, I've already finished my former income, my last money, the last money I got? You have to ask yourself that question: what am I doing wrong now? But if you don't have this habit, these bad money habits that requires you spending all your money before your next income comes, then you also have to sit down and reflect on what you are doing right. Let's assume that at least every month you are able to save some money, you still have some money before your next income comes in. Then you have to reflect on what you are doing right and how you can adjust or become better at what you are already doing right. So after reflecting on your money habits, the second thing to do is to create a budget. Normally, it's better to create your budget before your next income even comes. And that's what I do. Before I get my next income, I usually sit down and I'll know that, okay, before this time of the month, I'm going to be getting this amount of money. What do I want to do with this money? How do I want to spend this money? So I'll sit down, carry a pen and a paper, and start budgeting on the things I want to spend some of the money on, the amount I want to save, and the amount I want to maybe invest in one thing or the other, so that as the money is coming in, I won't come and start spending it recklessly immediately, because I already have my budget. I already know that for this month's salary, for example, this and this and this is what I'm going to be spending this money on, and this is the amount I want to save, this is the amount I want to invest in this, and I'm not going to go beyond that budget. Yes, I know that there may be a little adjustment here or there, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to scatter the budget and then throw it away when the money comes in. No, I'll still try my best to stick to that budget. So that's the next step you can take. Before your next income comes in, sit down, carry a pen and a paper or your iPad or whatever you use, and then start budgeting. Write down what you want to spend that money on even before the money comes in, how much you want to save, how you want to invest it, or how you want to do it before your money even comes in, so that as the money is coming in immediately, you don't have to come and start spending it recklessly because you already have your budget. And also, after creating your budget, it's very important to track your spending when your money eventually comes in. As you are spending the money, try as much as possible to see that you are also following what is on your budget, so that you won't overspend. If you see that you are beginning to spend some money on things that are not on your budget, you have to pause and call yourself to order and then stick to your budget. Then the third thing you can do is to try as much as possible to reduce unnecessary spending and impulsive buying. There are many ways you can do unnecessary spending. Unnecessary spending can mean buying foods from expensive restaurants, whereas you know that you going to the market, buying the food stuff and cooking your own food is actually cheaper and better and will save you more money than buying those food from expensive restaurants. Unnecessary spending can also mean you buying some clothes or some shoes or some items that you know that you don't necessarily need as at this time. Those items that you know that you can actually do without them, they are not really your needs. You don't really need them now, but you go ahead and buy them anyway. Those can be unnecessary spending. Or maybe even buying some memberships or some subscriptions that you know that you don't really need can also be some form of unnecessary spending. So you have to try your best to stop all those kind of spending. The fourth step to living below your means or within your means is to try to create other sources of incomes for yourself. If you have another source of income that is different from your first source of income, maybe from your job or just any other source of income, it will make it easier for you to live below your means or within your means, because that would mean that you are now earning more salary, you are earning more money. It would also mean that you don't need to like remove so many things from your budget, and you can also afford some luxuries here and there once in a while. You don't need to really like restrict yourself so much because you don't really have much. So creating another source of income will help you live within your means. Another thing that will help you live within your means is to think twice before you buy any item on discount or on promo. See, some items on discount may not really be worth it at the end of the day, because most of these items can be a great temptation for us to exceed our budgets. And if you check very well, some of those items that we may end up buying because they are on discount and we think that we are getting some great deals or some great values for our money, may end up being a waste. Like we may not really even need them at the end of the day, and we may end up regretting and then exceeding our budget. So if you want to live within your means, try as much as possible to resist every temptation of buying items that are on discount or on promo. The next thing that can help you live within your means is that you may need to change your apartment. This does not apply to everybody, but if you know that you are living in an apartment that we are underutilizing, that you are not using up all the spaces in, and you just know within you that this apartment is way too expensive for what I'm even using it for, then you may need to start looking for another apartment. Move to an apartment that is lower, that is more affordable, and then stop wasting money on the more expensive apartments, because I don't see any point you paying heavily for something that you are underutilizing, right? There is no point paying heavily and it's looking as if you are now dashing landlords your money. In fact, you having that apartment may even be the reason you are living above your means in the first place, but you may not know, you may not realize it. So if your apartment is part of the problem, you may need to look for another apartment, move to a more affordable apartment, and then save some of the money. The next thing that can help you live within your means is to embrace a frugal lifestyle. Frugality is very important if you want to live within your means. Try as much as you can to live a frugal and minimalistic lifestyle, and try to buy only what you need at the moment and not the things you don't need. You can even sell off some items that are not needed in your space. You can sell off some expensive items that you know that you have that you don't really need now, that are not really serving any purpose for you now. And then you try as much as you can to make your life as simple as you can possibly make it. Then the next thing that can help you live a frugal life is to invest wisely. This one is very important. Like, investments can help you make a lot of money. It can help you grow your wealth, but it also has to be a very wise investment, so you don't get to lose your money and then get into some financial problems, right? Before you put your money into any investment, you have to try as much as possible to do some research on that investment. Okay, don't put your money into any investment that is not clear to you, that you don't really understand, like all this get rich quick scheme and all that stuff. It may be you losing your hard-earned money unnecessarily. So don't invest if you don't really understand what the investment is about. Be wise with your investments. This will also help you in living within your means. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and then you may be interested in these videos that I have on my screen as well. You can check them out. I'm sure you also find them helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.